Hello everyone, welcome to Triaright. This is Pair 365. Myself Sujit. In this session, we are going to learn what is static method because as of now, we are already seeing what is object method and what is class method. Then what is static method? And static method is nothing but these method are neither belongs to class variable or neither belongs to our object variable. Means what is class variable and what is object variable? Whenever you are trying to create some variable inside the class, these are will treated as our class variable, and which variable you are created inside your constructor, this variable will be treated as your object variable. So this static method states that static method are neither belongs to class variable or object variable. So here how to create, then what is the advantages of that? So guys, whenever we are trying to use this static method, these are just used to get some data while execution. Means while we are doing some operation, or we can say that functionality, so at that time we are trying to use the starting method to doing some operation. So means suppose if I'm trying to give a example, suppose guys, whenever you are trying to visit your ATM, if you are try to deposit amount, check balance, so every time you just need to give your pin. Without verification of pin, you cannot withdraw, deposit and anything. So at that time, every time we are just trying to performing some operation, that we are every time we are just trying to perform the operation called input the pin, and in the database what is the pin already available, now we are trying to compare. So here the starting method comes into the picture, that it will be taking the user input and send into my object, okay, to matching that particular thing. If it's matching, then we can say that you can deposit or we can withdraw. Okay, so at that time we can use this static method. So now we are trying to create the example to doing like that, then only we can write the theoretical part. Okay, so then how to create static method? So here also you need to use your decorator static method. Okay, just like our class method, here also you need to use your at the rate to define static method. Okay, so if you see here, if you are try to define like this, so now whenever you are trying to create any method, that method will be treated like a static method. Then guys, but in our static method, it will not taking any mandatory argument. Just like our object, whenever we are trying to create any object method, every time it will be taking one mandatory argument, that is called save. Also, whenever you are trying to create a class method, also here also it will be taking one mandatory argument, that is called our self. Or you can also pass the CLS also, it's okay. Okay, now for the static method, if we try to pass any argument, it will throw you an error. Okay, so how to overcome with that each and everything, now we are trying to see now. So first we are trying to create a blank example. Based on that, we are trying to see that particular thing. So here I am not creating the withdrawal, deposit and everything. Here I am just trying to create for our check balance, or we can say the withdrawal also, we can see. Okay, so first we should create a bank project. Okay, so whenever we are trying to create object, first you need to create a class. So how to create a class? By the help of our class keyword, then you need to provide the class name. So here I need to provide my class name as bank. Okay, after I am giving the bank as my class name, then here I need to pass some common property. So now if I'm trying to pass the bank name, okay, so here I'm passing bank name equal to SBI. Why I'm giving directly value? Because here you don't need to specify for the object, means the new object, because these are treated like my same value for n number of object. That's why here I'm passing directly the value. Then here I need to pass rate of interest. Okay, so here I am passing 0.001. Okay, now if I'm trying to pass a branch, okay, so here I am passing branch as Bengaluru. Okay, these are my common property. So now I'm just trying to create some uncommon property. So to create uncommon property, you should use our constructor. So how to use our constructor? By the help of our double underscore init double underscore. So here it will be taking one mandatory argument, that is called self. Okay, now if I try to give some different data, now you need to pass your variable. So here I am passing my variable called name. Then here I need to pass my phone number. Then I need to pass my Aadhaar, then PIN and my balance. So as of now, after I am passing all the variable, now every time the data will be different for every user. So now first we are trying to save this one. So by the help of our address of that current object, we are trying to save. So self.name equal to name. Then the next one, self.phone equal to phone. Okay. Then the next one, self.Aadhaar equal to Aadhaar. Next one, self dot pin equal to pin. Next one, self dot balance equal to balance. So as of now, we are just trying to create the property. So now if I'm trying to use that particular to create object, how to create? Okay. So first we need to give the object name. So here I'm passing object one. Then I need to pass my class name. So after I am passing the class name, if you are try to create some uncommon property at the time of your object creation, you need to pass that. So now I just want to pass all the values. So here I am passing Sujit. Then here I need to pass the phone number. Okay. Then here I need to pass the Aadhaar number. Then here I'll pass the pin called 111 and the amount I am passing 20,000. Okay. So now I am just trying to create another object called obj2. Here also I need to specify with my bank name, or we can say that class name. After that, here I need to pass the name Kiran, then phone number. Okay. After passing phone number, I need to pass the Aadhaar number. Okay. After Aadhaar number, I need to pass the PIN. Here I need to pass some amount. I'll be passing 30,000. Okay. So as of now, I'm just trying to create some property and I will be creating object. So now we are trying to create our object method, because if you try to access some given details, so now my balance will be required in my object method. So now I need to create the object method. So how to create object method? By the help of our def keyword. So every time I just need to check my balance. Okay. So now it will be taking one mandatory argument, that is called self. Okay. After passing, my requirement will be, I want to check the given pin. Okay. So guys, just see, if in your interview there will be some limitation at there. After three, if I try to input three incorrect pins, so it will be give you that try after 5 minutes, just like that. So now we are trying to build the same logic, that we are trying to give the user at least 3 times to check that. Okay. So every time whenever we are trying to input that pin code from user, we are trying to create another method. So at that time, we are trying to use our static method. Okay. So now I need to specify that I need to give you the count value as 3. So means whenever the user first time input the particular pin code, so here my count value will be 0. Okay. So now first I need to display that particular thing. So total number of, okay, so here I need to specify total number of attempt is 3. So here I will be specify that you have only 3 times to attempt. So after that, I need to specify that my count value 0, because I need to update that particular things, guys. So guys, if you see also, every time we are just try to check the pin, means we are trying to doing the repeated task. So to doing the repeated task, we are trying to use the loops. So guys, here which loop we are trying to use? So guys, here we are trying to use the while loop, because we cannot predict that at what number of attempt that particular user keeps the perfect pin code. That's why here we are using the while loop. So here we are trying to give a false condition, that when my count value less than 3, means when this count value becoming less than 3, I need to run. When my count value becoming 4, I need to stop. Okay, so here guys, first, whenever my loop will be running, first I need to check that pin. But here I don't need to take the user input. I need to create another method. So at that time, we are trying to use the static method, because static method says that these methods are defined just to get some data while execution of object or class method. So here we are also creating the object method. So now I just need to create another method that is called my check pin. So how to create? By the help of our decorator static method. Okay, now I need to create my method by the help of the def keyword. Then here you need to create my check pin. So we know that static method will not take in any mandatory argument. So at that time I only need to get the passcode from the user at the runtime. So here I am using input. So here I am using input function. I need to typecast. So enter the pin code. After I'm getting this, I don't need to perform anything, because it will be only helpful to doing some operation. So at that time, I just want to return that particular passcode. Okay, means every time whenever the user will become, while he can check balance, while he can withdraw, while he can deposit, every time this check pin will be needs to executed. That's why to use any method, we can use our self dot my method name, because for that particular user you need to check the balance. So here we are trying to use the same concept. So guys, here I am giving the condition that if self dot check pin, okay, first we need to take the user input as check pin. Now you need to compare with my self dot pin. Why I am every time taking the self? Because every time when the object will be go to ATM, he can only withdraw, or we can say that check balance for only his account. Okay, that's why here I'm passing self dot check pin and self dot pin, because this pin will be already stored in my database. Okay, when this condition will be getting satisfied, at that time I need to print that f string available balance. Available balance is, here I need to specify self dot balance. Okay, after when this will be going to happen, after I'll see my current balance, I need to run one more time pin? No guys, right? So when this condition becoming satisfied, to stop that particular iteration, I need to use the break. If you are not using this break, again it will be checking that particular for this, when this condition becoming until false. So now when this condition becoming false, so at that time we try to write this else condition as you are typing the incorrect password. Means when both are not same, you can write incorrect pin code. Okay, then I need to specify that particular try again. Okay, so here I will be writing try again. Then I need to specify how many attempt you left. Okay, so how to use that? By the help of our count. So here I need to specify for that attempt left. Okay, so here I need to specify 2 minus count. Why I'm specifying particular 2? Because whenever your first iteration will be running, your account value will be becoming 1 only. As of now, when your while loop will be not getting started, at that time your count value becoming 0. But when this condition becoming satisfied, means one count value will be increment. That's why here I'm passing 2 minus count. Okay, after every iteration, means if the condition will be becoming true or false, so every time I just need to increase my count value. So if you are not increasing, it will be give you the error. If I try to overcome with that also, we are trying to see. So now I am just try to run this one. Okay, so for object one I need to do that. So guys, whenever you are trying to use your check pin, you can use your object reference as well as the class reference. Okay, so here my requirement will be, I want to know the object one check balance. Okay, so guys, just see. Now if I'm trying to run this one, First, it will be stored in my memory, all the data, or we can say that in my database. After database will be storing all the data for the particular user because we are using the constructor. Okay. So based on our object address, it will be storing all the detail. Okay. After storing all the detail, my requirement will be I want to check balance for my object one. So here it will be checking my object balance. Okay. So guys, just see, first it will be give me total number of attempt is 3. So now we are just try to see the object one pin code will be 111. So first we are try to give a wrong pin. Okay, suppose if I am pressing 121. So guys, just see here it will be displaying incorrect pin code. Okay, incorrect pin code. Try again, attempt left 2. Here we are specify that particular. Again, if I try to give a wrong pin, again, guys just see, incorrect pin code, try again, attempt left 1. Again also, if I try to give a again false, that guys just see, attempt left 0, and your controller also will be becoming false. Why? Because here we are trying to give that condition that while my count value less than 3, then only you need to run. So now we are trying to give the correct output, how it becoming work or not, we are trying to see now. So first we are passing 121, we know that it will be incorrect, so it will be give me attempt left 2 times. So here I am passing 111. So guys, just see, available balance is 20,000. Suppose if I'm not giving this count, or we can say that not incrementing. So at that time, it will be not giving error, but the flow of the execution becoming wrong. So guys, just see, if I try to give a wrong pin, so here I am passing 121. So guys, just see, it will be give me attempt left 2. Again, if I try to pass 142, again it will be displaying me attempt left 2, because every time your count value only 0 only. That's why whenever this else part will be getting executed, every time it will be the count value becoming 0, and 2 minus 0, every time it will be give you the 2 only. That's why whenever you are checking your balance, every time you just need to update your count value. Okay, so this is the example related to our static method. Okay, if I try to create your withdrawal also, you can create, because every time you just need to give this condition, because here you don't need to take from the user input. Here this method will be taking and it will be written for your upcoming method. Okay, so now we are trying to write all the theoretical point that's available in this case. Okay, so what is static method, each and everything now we are trying to write. Okay, so guys, if you have any doubt in the static method or any object method or any class method, okay, you can directly contact to Triaright. Okay, so now we are trying to write all the points. So neither static method are neither belongs to neither belongs to object method, or we can say that object or class. Okay, so the next point will be no need of passing any argument. Okay, no need of passing any argument file we write the static method. Okay, then the next point, by using the static method, we cannot access or modify. Okay, you cannot access or modify the class or object variable. If you see here also, we have just tried to give some operation, we are not changing that. Okay, that's why. Then the next point for this one will be, these methods are defined just to, so these methods are just defined for to get some data while execution will happen. Okay, will happen. So then the next point will be, the last point will be static method. Okay, so static method are decorated by @ static method. So these are all the theoretical points that's available in case of our methods and state. Okay. So from the upcoming classes, we are trying to use our concept called our OOPS. Okay. So that's all for this session. Thanks for watching. Triaright.